Hungary's 1956 revolution and freedom fight was commemorated nationwide on Thursday. Early in the morning, President János Áder laid wreaths at the tomb of victims in plot 301 of the Rákoskeresztúr cemetery. Áder placed flowers of commemoration at the tomb of martyred Prime Minister Imre Nagy, as well as that of the unnamed victims, and also at the monument in plot 298. The national flag was hoisted in front of Parliament with military honors. The ceremony was attended by President Áder, Parliamentary Speaker László Kövér, government officials and representatives of the diplomatic corps. The independence of the homeland is sacred for the Hungarian people, the National Economy Minister said at a commemoration in central Buda's Széna Square. At the ceremony held at a monument to the 1956 revolution, Mihály Varga said that in the history of anti-communist revolts, Hungary's uprising made the greatest impact. It shook the foundations of a political system, a mistaken ideology. He added that achievements of the 56 revolution are still alive. Hungarian communities in Canada held a commemoration to pay tribute to Hungary's 1956 revolution. The ceremony was attended by Cabinet State Secretary László Simon, currently on a week-long visit to Canada. Remembrance of the freedom fight strengthens national cohesion, Simon said. He added that in 1956, Hungarians felt that they could not retain their national identity unless they achieved freedom and developed that freedom in line with their own values, faith and cultural traditions. 14 Canadian Hungarians took an oath of citizenship in Toronto at a ceremony marking the anniversary of the 1956 revolution. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade Péter Szijjártó said 24 years after the democratic transition, Hungarians in the West are also paid more attention in policy for Hungarian communities abroad. The minister noted that the government had several new measures. It made a simplified procedure for taking up citizenship possible.
The memorial statue of Szabad Kaddab, the floundering bird, set in honor of the victims of the 1944-45 massacres in Vojvodina, has been restored. The bronze statue is now protected by security cameras and an alarm system. On November 2, wreaths will be laid at the statue, which was erected in honor of the more than 800 victims. The original statue was stolen a year ago, and the thieves have not been caught by police ever since. City Mayor Jenő Maglai told the Híradó news program that the Hungarian community had proven its power by re-erecting the statue. It is important for Hungarians that the 1989 democratic transition should be duly commemorated on the other side of the Atlantic, Hungary's Consul General to New York said in Los Angeles. Ferenc Kumin addressed a conference organized to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the collapse of the Berlin Wall. Experts at the event hosted by the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation discussed circumstances and developments that led to the dismantling of the wall from a Czech, Hungarian and Polish perspective and its effects on other socialist countries.
Hungarian communities abroad commemorated 1956 throughout the Carpathian Basin. In Csíkszered, Hunor Kelemen, the presidential candidate of the Hungarian Democratic Union of Romania, said the Romanian communist regime had done everything to retaliate on the local Hungarian community for 1956. Zsolt Szilágyi, the candidate of the Hungarian People's Party in Transylvania, laid wreaths in Snagov, the site of Imre Nagy's exile. In Beregszánsz, László Brenzovic, the head of the Hungarian Cultural Association in Transcarpathia, said the locals were in solidarity with the revolutionaries in 1956, despite the Iron Curtain. In Vojvodina, the VMS laid a wreath by the memorial of the one-time reception center in Polic. In Dunaszerdahely, the party of the Hungarian community and the Híd Most Slovak-Hungarian mixed party held a joint commemoration. Transylvania Hungarians must fight for their survival, now not with guns or cannons, but through perseverance and bravely supporting the Hungarian community, Hunor Kelemen, RMDSZ's presidential candidate, said in Nagyvárad at a commemoration marking the death anniversary of an official of the 1848-49 freedom fight. Though that revolt was stifled, its objectives, values and ideals are still with us, Kelemen said. The Hungarian community in Transylvania can only achieve a free life and self-determination if it demonstrates the power of unity, Kelemen insisted. When we remember the 1956 uprising, we think about the 13 days that shook the world, the revolution that proved a failed attempt while laying the foundations for freedom. István Pásztor, chairman of Serbia's ethnic Hungarian VMS party, said in Szabadka. This year's commemoration of October 23rd coincided with the closing event of the National Council election campaign of the Hungarian Unity List, supported by his party. István Pásztor said voting in the election is also a way to express the desire for freedom. Therefore, it is not only important for the Hungarians in Vajdaság, but for the whole nation that as many people as possible should participate in Sunday's National Council elections.